some more breaking news coming in, more revelations regarding India's strikes inside Pakistan. And now it has been revealed that the IAF also hit Karachi. During Operation Sindoor, it was the Malir Cant in Karachi that was hit. Main Pak city, they're hit by Indian forces. Now, yesterday, remember, Rajnath Singh, as well as the briefing that took place in the evening, talked about the strike at Rawalpindi, which is a big shock to Pakistan, to the fact that with such precise strikes were made deep inside, right next to Islamabad. But now this big revelation that the Indian Air Force also struck inside Karachi. This is the Malir Cant in Karachi that was hit. Now, if you remember, the night of the big strikes, where there was a certain amount of confusion also regarding where all Indian Air Force had struck, where our missiles had reached. Now, yesterday at the briefing, it was revealed about the air bases that were destroyed due to the precise missile strikes by India. But now this revelation, let's go across to Shiv Arur, who has been tracking these developments. And Shiv, now the Indian Air Force confirming that during those strikes, Karachi was also hit, this base in Karachi was hit, this Cant area.
That is correct. This is a huge update that we're getting right now. Remember, this was mentioned by Air Marshal AK Bharti, the Director General of Air Operations, in his press briefing yesterday. But most people missed it because he only mentioned Malir Cantonment, but he didn't mention Karachi, where Malir Cantonment is. So, very few people actually put two and two together. Now we know for sure that the Malir Cantonment is in Karachi, and an air defense site was actually struck by missiles. This is a huge update because, Karachi is of enormous importance. It is one of Pakistan's biggest and most crucial cities. And the addition of Karachi to that list of bases and cities that were struck by Indian Air Force missiles fired from Indian Air Force fighter aircraft means that every major city practically in Pakistan in some way or the other was hit. Its military installations were hit. Lahore, Rawalpindi, Karachi, Faisalabad and Sialkot, all of these are big cities, and now Karachi gets added to that list. Remember, Gargi, the reason why Karachi is also important is because the Navy yesterday said that it was completely primed and ready for a strike on Karachi. This would have been, assets on the coast, the harbour, energy installations, economic installations, the port itself, which the Navy confirmed they had targeting information about and were primed and ready to strike in the event of any escalation. But it looks like Karachi was already locked as far as a strike was concerned, and we can confirm now that the Malir Cant that the Indian Air Force mentioned in yesterday's briefing was in Karachi. What damage has been caused over there is not clear yet, but an air defense installation at the Malir Cant in Karachi appears to have been destroyed. That's what the Indian Air Force said on record. This is a very, very big update to that list.
That's right, Shiv. In fact, yesterday the big talk was the strike on the Noor Khan Air Base and in Rawalpindi.
That is correct. The Noor Khan base in Rawalpindi, the air defense installation at the Lahore airport, which was initially dismissed as some kind of Pakistan Army exercise, a radar facility in Sialkot, and now, the Malir Cant air defense installation in Karachi. With this and with more information coming out, I'm wondering whether we know everything about the airstrikes, Gargi, because frankly, this adds not only a new dimension to the complexity and the reach of the Indian Air Force's targeting systems, but it also sort of broadens the map, expands the map to all parts of the country. Karachi is in the southern part of Pakistan, in the Sindh area. You've had the Bolari Air Base where, our missiles apparently struck very close to some nuclear installations. It looks like phase 3 of Operation Sindoor was an all-out escalation by India to really, really pin down the Pakistan military. And just from a psychological perspective, Malir Cantonment in Karachi, Gargi, may be just another addition to what is already a very, very impressive list. But Karachi, remember, has a great deal of significance for India. It's a city and a harbour that was bombed by the Indian Navy during the 1971 war, and therefore carries a huge amount of historic significance as well. It is the economic nerve centre of Pakistan. It's one of their largest ports as well. And therefore, for India's missiles to land in a cantonment installation in Karachi itself is a very big deal. Not to mention the fact that this was an air defence installation, Gargi, that was targeted, which means that the aerial and airborne air defence protection of a large city like Karachi may have actually been compromised in this strike.
That's right, Shiv. And during the briefing, it was also emphasized how there was no, civilian area that was ever targeted, how these were very precise strikes. And that is something that is really, is something I'm sure is going to be studied going forward, the kind of strikes that were conducted by India and the absolute precision and how, as you said, these various air bases, Rawalpindi, and now it's revealed that in Karachi also this strike taking place. And, maybe today at that briefing that we're expecting in around 15 minutes from now, we'll have more details regarding the strikes.
I agree with you. I think today's briefing, which starts in a few minutes from now, should have more visual information. Remember that we still haven't seen, 27 images as part of a very, very detailed presentation were put out yesterday, Gargi, establishing the damage inflicted by Indian missiles in Chaklala, in Murid, in Sakar, in Noor Khan, like you mentioned, the Chaklala base, Rafiki, and other places, Lahore, Sialkot, as well as the terror sites. But battle damage assessment is still awaited in some of the other bases which the Indian Air Force has acknowledged they hit, but those maps and satellite images haven't come yet for various reasons. They should be coming anytime. Sargodha also came quite late yesterday. It was an update. So we should be expecting more imagery, I'm guessing, at some point today. Skardu in the northern areas, the Malir Cantonment in Karachi are two that come to mind. There could be some other battle damage imagery that will be shared as well.
As we've said, the fighting is now over. It's a ceasefire right now, but it is a battle of perception as well. And to see the manner in which all these, revelations are made, the way the DGMOs have spoken about the kind of operation that was carried out under Operation Sindoor. You're there in, Jammu and Kashmir. It's been the first night of calm, and one is hoping to really consolidate on this ceasefire and that this continues for the sake of, the local people also now returning home. But so Shiv, this is very interesting that now more and more, facts are being revealed about Operation Sindoor, even as though that hotline, is there, that, there will be communication at the DGMO level over the ceasefire and after the first night of calm that we've seen in several days.
You're absolutely right. Very interestingly, Gargi, I had a conversation with a contact of mine in the Air Force, and he said, if you're impressed by the amount of information that has been released in public in this press briefing, imagine the wealth of data and operational information there actually is with the Air Force pertaining to these historic strikes on all these places, which we now know also includes the Malir Cantonment in Karachi. It's incredible to actually think about, how much data has actually been
talking
gleaned
about that,
in this
and
unprecedented attack.
You said this was something that most of us missed during the briefing yesterday. So let's just take a look at that key part where Air Marshal Bharti mentions this Malir Cant.
Up to the task. In a measured and calibrated response, we once again targeted his military installations, which included his SAM sites at Malir Cant. This also included his surveillance radar sites at Lahore and close to Gujranwala. These were suitably addressed, and thereafter his drone attacks continued even till morning, which we countered, and during the daytime there was some respite. Here I would like to bring out another aspect. What we found was that while the drone attacks were being launched from somewhere close to Lahore, enemy had allowed his civilian aircraft to also continue to fly out of Lahore. Not only his own aircraft, but international passenger aircraft, which is quite insensitive, and we had to exercise extreme caution, even at the cost of some tactical disadvantage, to ensure that there is no damage to any of the civilian aircraft.
All right.